I'm Carrie Peters, a recognized thought leader in the Microsoft Dynamics community and a Microsoft MVP for business applications. Welcome to the Get Your New View podcast. Keep listening to learn how we work with frustrated business, central, and NAV users who struggle to use their systems and find the answers that they need. We teach them to truly understand how the system can support their business processes to make immediate and lasting improvements. As a result, they get more done in less time, make better business decisions, and even love their system. In this next season of the Get Your New View podcast, I'd like you to meet Kim Congleton. Kim and I are the co-owners of New View Strategies, and this season, we'll be talking with you all about change management and cheese. Hi, everybody. This is Kim and Carrie, and we are once again back here talking about cheese, and we are not talking about as unpleasant a cheese as we did in our last episode when we talked about Limburger cheese and how it equated to recognizing when change is needed, but we are going to talk about something I would say almost as unpleasant, and that is my cheese moldy? So what happens if you don't change? So if you think about this, you probably had lots of examples in your life where change hasn't happened. And Kim has a story about a customer that she's had in the past where this has happened, and is going to cover a few things related to the effect of not changing and what happened with that company.
Yeah, so we'll use the good old lemonade company again. One of the companies I was on site with is a lemonade company that for 20 years was on the same it was actually a mainframe computer. It wasn't even just a very old WMS. It was an actual mainframe program that ran both their warehouse and their ordering system. And it really was interesting to see when we started talking about, the new technology that existed and the changes that could happen, just how much conversation we had to have around how different things were now than what they had built 20 years ago. I mean, the total just concepts even were, it was a lot of meetings to kind of get them up to speed and get them up on the same page as the technology of today. And it was very hard for them to make that change because things had been the same way for 20 years. That's all they'd ever known. And that's all, it just ran. But it really was preventing them from moving to the next level. It really was, they were getting too big. It really was preventing some growth because it was just too hard to make that system actually adjust and be able to handle some of the things they needed to do today. So it really was a good example of, seeing how it's just the world is so different now. You can't implement a product and say, I'm going to run this for the next 20 years. It just is not, that's not the way it is now.
Yeah, you've got to be prepared to do that differently. I always dread those conversations that we have, in the conference room or on camera nowadays, that we have an opportunity ahead of us. And the first response we get is, well, we can't do that.
Yeah.
I never believe that we can't do that. There's always something that we can be doing. The question is what? And if your company has built the muscles of change management, being able to change when you need to so that your company can be nimble, that word is really important to me with our customers, that they're able to be nimble, because being able to change quickly is really the key to being able to keep up with growth. And that stagnation that comes out of that particular response of we can't is always a sad result. And we see that with plenty of companies who, for whatever reason, decide that they can't and decide to stay where they're at. And it's unfortunate when that happens. One of the things that's interesting to me is the effect that kind of environment has on your talent, on your people. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think, it's always, if you don't change and you stay like stagnant, you're always going to lose those people that are the ones that are willing to ask, like, what's next? Or how do I make this better? If you don't have the tools for them to make things better, whether it's process, technology, or even the people, they're not going to stay. And, we see this a lot of times when we go into places. There's always going to be a couple of people on a team where they haven't had a lot of change, and those people really want this change, and they think, oh, it's really going to happen this time. And then when it doesn't, like, just the letdown of those people, and they don't stay long, they will leave. And I think this kind of goes back to the last episode. It's having those blind spots where maybe you don't realize how stagnant your company is, and that really, you're not gonna attract talent that really will help you change if you're not ready to change.
Yeah. We talk a lot about the value of having the next generation being a part of our team, that's important to us. That if you look around with people in our industry, you can see that there's a lot of same in the industry right now, and trying to figure out how to make that different, and especially including next generation employees, is critically important to helping us to stay nimble and to think different and to come up with solutions for our customers.
Well, it's funny because we always joke about raising developers, our own developers and our own consultants. And
yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to lie, the next door neighbors have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old, and I've already volunteered. As soon as they can talk, we're going to start taking them through IT lessons or STEM. So, it's kind of that joke, but we joke about it, but we're not really joking about it. Like, I think that's the key, is really making sure that you have that next level of talent, and that you aren't staying stagnant, because there's nothing anymore that's staying stagnant. Yeah. IT is moving, processes are moving, businesses are moving. You just can't afford to be like that anymore.
Yeah, no, it's just not realistic anymore. So good. I'll be glad to hear when the 2-year-old is ready for us, and the 6-month-old not far after. So in these episodes, we always talk about what the benefit is of whatever concept we're talking about. And this is the one where we said there is no benefit. Change is going to happen without you, and not changing is simply going to hurt. So hopefully this is giving you a chance to think about that a little bit. Here's your action item. Think about ideas where you have decided not to change. Right? Even your company may be nimble and changing regularly, but there's always going to be other things where we've decided not to change. It might be just a matter of prioritization, right? Maybe it's not time for that thing to change. But the question I want you to think about when you think about the areas where you've decided not to change is why? Why have you decided not to change? And how is that potentially hurting you? So consider that as your assignment for this particular lesson. We are going to go back to the concept of, is my cheese moldy? And we are going to talk about some blue cheeses. So I think we've got 3 different blue cheeses to talk about, because blue cheeses are just interesting to me. I like them.
So these are ones that kind of confuse me, because I am not sure it's not moldy. So yeah. I'm a little, I am not the big cheese connoisseur. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little scary on mine. It's a smoky blue cheese, but I'm just gonna kind of go for it here.
Yeah.
It smells good. It actually does smell pretty good. I don't know about yours, but
I have got a Danish blue cheese, and I'm gonna hold this up to the camera so you can see all that lovely blue that's in there. Yeah, I really like the blue in there, and the smell. That's good. And some blue cheeses are extra smelly. I know I've got another one here. I've got some little cheese crumbles here. I like to put these. These are gorgonzola, which is a different kind of blue cheese, and I like to put that on pizza. So it's absolutely fantastic with mozzarella. Well, good. We're going to go eat some cheese and enjoy these blue cheeses. In the next episode, we are going to be talking about what is your alternative to change? And I'm going to hold the kind of cheese as a surprise to the end. I'm Carrie Peters. Thank you for tuning in to the Get Your New View podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click the subscribe button and ring the bell to ensure that you get notified whenever new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please share an honest review on Apple Podcasts. If you are ready to rethink today for tomorrow, look for the link below and contact us to speak with our expert team. You won't find the level of no-nonsense real-world experience we offer anywhere else, and we're here to put that experience to work for you. Do you think you could use more features of your software if you just knew how? Are you frustrated with inefficiency that never seems to get better? Did your team ever really get good training to understand how to use your business software? Do you suspect there just has to be a better way and you don't know what it is? We believe every company can benefit from increased efficiency and higher utilization of their software, and that it's possible to have fun while learning exactly how to do that. The experts at NewView Strategies work with frustrated Business Central and NAV users who struggle to use their system and find the answers they need. We teach them to truly understand how the system can support their business processes to make immediate and lasting improvements. As a result, they get more done in less time, make better business decisions, and even love their system. Please contact us at getyournewview.com to get started.